Fight! Round 2. Fight!
All right, guys, we are just getting started with the doubles tournament here at CTB. We've got a lot of teams here. It's going to be 2-on-2 throughout the tournament, and we've got some stacked teams so far. I've heard that we've got Graham Wolf and Rom together. That's one of the favorites to win. But right now we've got Mayho versus DM Ken's Hair, which right now Birdie won. I believe that was Phil. Yeah, so Phil won that initially. I didn't even know that guy played Birdie. So I believe that's 1-0 in the first set. What we're doing right now is that it's best of 1 per player, but it's 2 out of 3 per set. So there's 2 out of 3 sets, 2 players per team. So now we have David A coming up on the 2-player side, trying to hold it together in the first set. Now, David A, historically a Ryu player, but really all of the Shotos are very effective in this game. So yeah, it looks like he is going to be going with Ken right now, the stylistically more aggressive Shoto in this game. His mid-range not nearly as strong as Ryu, but once Ken is in, he can deal out the damage better than really any Shoto in the game right now, which is really saying something considering Ryu really does deal the damage in this game too.
Round 1. Fight!
Now, throughout the first few couple weeks of Street Fighter V, people have been reporting that Birdie really takes it to the Shotos. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with the chain grabs that can go right through fireballs, as well as the EX dive grabs, which are just really hard to react to. But it does help to have a DP in those situations. But right now, David A playing very aggressive against Phil. Already has him in the corner and just playing really strong. And really, he just needs to focus on keeping him in the corner, and this round should be really sealed out. Oh, and he's got the crush counter there. He's going to get the whole hit confirm, V-trigger, and he goes for the hard read. David A saw it coming a mile away. When Birdie's trying to make the comeback, I feel like the dive grab is always an integral part of the comeback. You should always be looking for it, because that's how Birdies are really going to try to surprise you to make their comebacks established. See, right there, that was a really good reaction from David A right there. Jumping is the fastest response you can do because you're going to be invincible on your first jump frame. But that does not make it an easy reaction. You really have to be looking for the EX jump grab. Life total's even. Phil zoning a bit better with his big, beefy Birdie normals. But the oh, and wow, and a good read with the EX chain. It looked like David A was taken off of the ground there. Establishes the banana, essentially ending footsies while the banana stays on the ground. Eats the fireball, giving Ken a lot of frame advantage. And look at this. Ken is fully in, and here comes the frame trap game. Oh, goes for a shimmy. Phil stays patient. No anti-airs there, and that's giving Ken a lot of leeway, but a drop DP doesn't lead to a punish, though. David A kind of getting away with murder there a little bit, but the pressure is still strong. And that's going to seal that out. David A tying it up, I believe 1-1 in the first set. I believe we're still in the first set. Phil switches it out to El Cubano Loco. We're most likely going to be seeing Vega. Marcos has been having some identity crisis with the character. Still trying to figure him out, but I think he's still giving him the good honest try. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing Vega. He's just such a solid character in this game, so well-rounded in Street Fighter V. One of the best footsie poke characters in the game right now, and has offensive capabilities that he really didn't have in Street Fighter 4. So he's just a much more well-rounded character in this game. Also, you know, Street Fighter V's mechanics being more mid-range and footsie-based, it's really helping Vega out just in the background, so to speak. But we know that any character has troubles against Ken when Ken is in. So it's going to be mostly about keeping Ken away, because we know that Ken's disadvantage in this game is his mid-range. Ken really shines only when he's close. And right now, good lead for Marcos. Oh, and we're seeing a lot of jumps. Okay, David A has established that he has the solid DP right there. So I hope that we don't see too much jumping from Vega right now. Sits on the fireball. It's still Vega. No anti-air right there. We're seeing a few guesses with the slide right now. And that's really tough. It's really tough to test your opponent in a best-of-1 setting. And we've already seen that David A has his anti-airs down. I feel like, El Capano Loco gave David A lot of free room there. When David jumped, not a lot of anti-airs from Marcos. When Marcos jumped, there was a consistent uppercut. That's so risky in a best-of-1 setting. You do not have a lot of time to test your opponent. And I feel like Marcos should have all the information he needs to know that he cannot jump anymore. Okay, got out of the corner. Established the mid-range. We saw another guess there with the slide being stuffed out with Ken's low strong. Good hit confirmed. Big damage coming from Vega, and there's the life lead that he should want to hold on to. He's kind of giving him a little room in the corner. All right. Oh, good anti-air there, leading to big damage. David A, now he's the one who really needs to stop jumping and keep it in the mid-range. That's really tough for a Ken player, though, to stay in the to stay outside of the mid-range for so long. You're really tempted to jump because Ken doesn't really have a ton going for him when he's not in. Good mix-up there from Vega. And that was really all Marcos' round, and we did see less jumping from there. I feel like that was a really big determining factor, and it's really up to David A to solidify his ground game. Ooh, going for a guess DP in the mid-range. That low strong has been stuffing that slide. That's really interesting. If he just blocks the slide, he can actually go for a much bigger punish. All right, more patient play. Still no anti-airs from Vega, and that's letting Ken get chances. It didn't lead to much there, but it could have been so devastating. Good zoning from David A, and now he's in with the run throw. Let's see what he's going to get off of it. Goes for the dive. Goes for the crush counter, gets the entire hit confirm, and Marcos is in the corner, and he's hurting. Is that going to be, there's the stun right there, and that's going to be the last of it. And that's David A's team going up 1-0 in the first set. So we're going to run it back, getting our first matchup back down, not changing up the order. So we're going to be seeing at least Birdie, and I forgot to see what the previous matchup was right when I was sitting down. So we're going to see what the character pick's going to be. And we're going to see if Phil can make the Birdie work this time. David A looking really strong in that set. In Street Fighter 4, we saw a lot of really solid footsie play from David A with his Ryu. We're seeing more of it here with his Ken. Birdie. Birdie Cammy, all right. Cammy, one of, like, it's not exactly a secret that Cammy's good in this game, but a lot of people are saying that she is the secret top tier right now. Maybe not as effective as Chun is looking right now, but people are kind of sleeping on Cammy because she's not as devastating as she was in Street Fighter 4, but many of her tools are very similar in this game. Like her cannon dive, it's not so much as an easy in, but it's great for pressure. Oh, and he just eats a near full screen dive grab. That's pretty, and look at this devastating life lead. It's not that Cammy can't make this comeback. We know that she can, but this is a great life lead for a character like Birdie to establish early on. And really, it's just all up to Phil to stifle the comeback. That's all Phil has to do right now, but this is the opportunity. Good zoning, good blocks right there. And it looks like Phil's going to seal out the set. Yeah, that was negative right there. Good stuff from Phil. Staying strong in the first round there. He got kind of beat up
Round 2.
earlier.
Fight.
We're seeing him really challenge in the mid-range with Birdie's armored moves. But Cammy's coming in the corner. Phil has been living in the corner, and it has been, you know, the big determining factor here has been how well does Phil deal in the corner. Oh, my goodness. And now a complete switch up, going for the aggression. Overhead, overhead. What's he going to get off of it? Here's the knockdown. This is everything Cammy needs, but no follow-up after the hooligan, and it leads to a throw back into the corner. And they're just trading throws back and forth. No punish off of that, and that's negative, but cancels into a command grab. That's not going to work. I believe his inputs got messed up there. I don't know if he wanted to go for the command grab. Oh, and a great. That's going to get him, right? He ticked him straight into the dive grab, and it hit. And when things hit, people expect it to be a hit-confirmed combo. They don't expect the reset very often, but you've got to look for that chain grab at all times. Phil, clutching it out in the first game. It's going to go against David A's Ken. Most likely Ken. I'm sure David A has the Ryu. I'm pretty sure he messed with him first before Ken, but he seems to have a preference towards Ken so far. DM doing what they do, getting the sip of the booze. He's drinking his opponent's alcohol. What a risk. And yeah, it is going to be Ken Birdie. So now, I mean, if Birdie finds himself in the corner like Phil has been finding himself in every round, Ken's going to be dealing a lot more. That's Ken's prime objective, is to get you in the corner. So Phil's going to really have to work to not end up in that cornered position.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, good anti-airs from Birdie. Oh, tried to, I believe, armor through the fireball, but the timing didn't work out that well. And I like how we're seeing more of a fireball game, but now Ken is in. Dive grab's not going to work out while Ken is in the air. Interesting sweep out of the run. And a lot of damage is happening just from Ken running into pokes, but he takes the guess with the command grab, and a beautiful neutral jump leads to a lot of damage. Armors through, V-trigger hit confirmed. No follow-up after the V-trigger. And this is neck and neck right now. It's up to Ken to get in, though. Good anti-air. I believe that was the zonk, and an overhead gets both hits. DM Ken's hair on the verge of tying it up, tying up the set 1-1. And it's been all Phil at the start. Oh, good hit confirms, good reactions on the banana. Once the banana's out, jump-ins and footsies heavily stifled. Oh, goes for just way too far of the dive grab. Oh, but you saw the can hit him first so that the dive grab could not hit him. If the can hits him first, he is stuck in hit stun, block stun. Cannot get dive grabbed at that point. Oh no, a lot of white life got nicked off there. And even though Ken doesn't have the life lead, we're seeing a little more patient play. I like it, but he does have to get in at some point, and he's working on it. There we go. Let's see what we got from David A. Good zoning from Phil, but no, anti-air is devastating damage right now, and it could lead to the rest of the round right there. Good guess on these VX charges. Oh, and he goes for a hard read, and that, I don't know if it's the end of the round. I don't think he can get the kill off of it, but one more mix-up, goes low, didn't get the uppercut cancel. Potentially devastating walk-up command throw, one more guess from Birdie, and that's all is needed. Blocks the overhead, good block. Ken is in, and he gets the dive. There's a round on Ken's side, 1-1. This is match point for Mayho and David A. Can David A clutch it out? Or is Phil going to bring it to 1-1? That is just too far for a dive grab to work. I think he was really expecting Ken to charge in and not expect to get immediately grabbed, because you don't start the round immediately in range for the EX dive. There's another dive. I believe it's unsafe on block at that space. I'm not 100% sure yet. It's still a new game. Crush counter sweeps, gonna get the full setup, all the time in the world to set it up. Oh, mixing them up on the ground. Good text, but this is just going all downhill. David A with a devastating life lead so far. It's going to take a real comeback for Birdie to do anything here. And that's right, it's not actually set point yet. We still have Marcos waiting in the back. So not quite set point yet. Oh, and no, he tried to get out of the corner, but he got properly anti-aired. David A playing really well right now, and it's all up to El Cubano Loco to bring it back to 1-1. And based on the previous set, I mean, you can see it on his face. You don't even have to have watched the previous set to know that Marcos is a little nervous right now. Ken is a very scary character in Street Fighter V, but Vega's really solid. I just feel like if Marcos stays really solid with his anti-airs and doesn't take as many risks as he did previously, that he's going to find himself in a lot better position. Because we saw quite a bit of jumping from both players previously, but the one who had the anti-airs was David A. So if Marcos can stay on the ground, stay solid, and properly anti-air, it's going to keep Ken out for a lot longer. And you're just naturally going to have more life towards the end of the round right there. Let's see what El Cubano Loco has. It's really up to him right now.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, eats a fireball immediately in the mid-range, and Marcos being aggressive. Another guess with the sweep. Oh, and great pressure with the switch claws. And and there's the stun with another guess on the sweep. He is being so brave with that. And it's led to devastating damage. I mean, that's really what he wanted in the previous set. That's why he was going for those guesses, but it just hadn't been working out previously. Crush, counter, fierce, leading to the full hit confirm from David A. And this is where Ken makes comebacks, but nipped in the bud with the poke V-trigger. Very solid from El Cubano Loco's part. A lot of guesses. It turned into big damage that time. Great air throw. That was a devastating reaction there, and more guesses with the sweep. How is he landing these so consistently? One more combo hit confirm, and it's going to be the full stun. David A recovering some stun, but he is still in danger. And now it's just the life lead we're worrying about, and that we have super. Are we going to see the whole hit confirm? That's it right there. Good stuff from El Cubano Loco. We are reset back to 1-1. Just a recap, best of 1 per player, 2 out of 3 sets. So El Cubano Loco clutches it out to bring it back to 1-1, and we're going to see once again Birdie, Cammy, Phil, and Mayho. Now previously, in the first set, Phil went down early, and Marcos had a lot of work to do. But now it is all set up. It's all even. If Phil can get that really good early game lead that he did previously, we may be seeing DM take it to the next round right now. Oh, and we're going to see Rashid. Is that even allowed? I guess it is a new set. So it is a 1-1. It's a clean set. So I believe you can switch your characters up. But this is going to be a very different matchup. Rashid is a much more aggressive character than Birdie is. There's a lot more frame trap risks you can take with Rashid. There's a lot of mix-up potential Rashid has, and I know just personally that Phil has a very aggressive Rashid. We're going to see a lot of wind mixers. And look at this. He's working on the stun. Couldn't get the anti-air right there. Cammy jumped back in the corner. That was really an opportunity for Rashid right there. And there's the guess, that risky DP. But Cammy's got the knockdown. All the comeback potential in the world on Cammy's side right now. V-trigger popped. But it looks like Phil is keeping Mayho in the mid-range, and it's really working out for him so far. Good anti-air. Doesn't lead to much. Doesn't finish the combo into the throw, and look at this. Rashid's life is going down, but the comeback is stifled. Phil goes up a round in the final set.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, and just running in, doesn't stop the round early enough. Gets zoned by Cammy, and Cammy with all the pressure. Oh, and he goes for the hard read and is not going to pay out. Good hit confirm from Rashid right there, and he has Cammy in the corner. And more crush counters. Are we going to get a stun on the next hit confirm? And we are tagging in Mr. BJ Unchained on commentary.
Hey BJ Unchained tagging in. What's up, man? How's this match going? I thought they were done with this match. What happened?
No, it's DM has been clutching it out, and they brought it back to 1-1.
Well, damn.
And there it is, right there. DM is now on game point. Phil against David A.
They won the first game. I mean, well, the Davis team won the first game.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So yeah, it's been quite a long first set on the stream so far.
I think this tournament's going to run a lot longer than I expected, to be honest.
Well, I'm just happy it's 2-on-2 because I feel like everyone underestimates the 3-on-3 and how long that takes.
Oh, yeah. It's getting exponential at that point, man.
Well, and we are doing the 2 out of 3 sets, and that's really do you know if we're doing double elimination?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, so yeah, it's going to be one of those.
Yeah.
Every now and then when a major does a 3-on-3, everyone is always shocked.
Yeah.
They're
done at like 2 a.m. Like, oh my God.
How enduring a team
Our
tournament
night,
is.
it's ruined.
That's why it tends to happen on like day 0, Thursdays.
Yeah. Because it might spill over to Sunday, right?
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Yeah. All right, we got David trying to make
yep.
a showing right now, right?
David A with the Ken, and he's been playing really well. I mean, he's been exceptionally aggressive so far in Street Fighter V, and he had a very aggressive Ryu as well in Street Fighter 4.
Right.
I feel like if you had been watching Phil's Rashid earlier, you would just want to wait, because Phil is going to go for those risks eventually.
That was a risk right there, right?
Yeah.
All right, go for a far around, though. Try to get a crush counter. Good anti-air for Phil.
Good anti-air. David A has been jumping a lot in the previous sets, and he hasn't been contested that much on the anti-air front, so he should see that Phil has his anti-airs down right now.
Especially in the last game where Phil might be more on edge than ever.
Yeah, I mean, Phil has been actually doing really well recently.
Nice. Uses the tornado to shield himself in his approach, and just runs out. Yeah, puts himself at a disadvantage with that overhead. Opened up.
You know, he almost had himself out of the corner, and he's been, 3 for 3 on those DPs so far. He has not been blocked on those.
Oh, but it's not enough. David gets in, looking a little pumped.
One thing I'd really want to see from Phil is when he gets someone in the corner, he's been baiting jump-aways from his opponent and no anti-airs after that. You have to expect that. You have to react to that. You have a lot of time.
Since it's such a fast-paced game, you know, a lot of it comes from expecting and reacting at the same time.
Yes, anticipation is a huge part of reactions.
Right.
Everyone's
go for a bait. Doesn't take it, though.
People are scared to DP right now, especially since this is pretty much game point on David A's side.
Wow, it just takes the risk.
And he just walked up with it.
Yeah, crosses himself up, too. Phil, I don't like that series, to be honest. I feel like I would like to see one that keeps David in the corner more.
It's even more important in 5 than it was in 4 to keep someone in the corner.
Especially with all the pushback, right? And all that. You just blew pressure so quickly.
And it's such a more mid-range based game that the corner, it's garnering more advantages than it did previously. Crossing up someone in the corner is a big decision for you to make. No anti-air there.
Yep.
Phil had been really consistent with it before, and he's giving Ken a chance.
Wow, David will go for all of it.
And
he doesn't spend any meters. He wants to get the next combo kill.
Yeah, next hit confirm could be in the super. Oh,
it breaks. Yeah.
He uses it in the mid-range.
Ooh, like the overhead.
And you know what? He was probably just preparing for the next round, maybe.
Yeah.
But you can never count Ken out.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him at least keep the meter and then just try to get that one hit, right?
It would really only take maybe a knockdown and one more guess after that.
Right.
He really wasn't that far off from a comeback because he had super.
Yeah. To be honest, I feel like it was a little bit he needs more clutch in that time right there. Yeah.
You need to be really comfortable with doing nothing in the mid-range for a while to just get a feel for your opponent.
Especially at the most pressing pressure times.
Especially with how aggressive Phil can get.
Right. It's tempting to actually try to just get something started and shut Phil down. Oh, great attempt, but doesn't get the crush counter.
And this is a solid life lead that Ken has right now. And the corner. He has everything going for him. Using V-trigger to get out. Good overhead.
Yeah, man. I like that David's not taking too many risks with his brain traps. He's keeping them pretty tight.
There it is. And that's the first one.
And Phil looking very panicked.
Oh, and there's the second one right there. And
that's
David A. And that's... Now this would be the last game. David A. versus El Cubano Loco.
Yes, this has taken as long as it possibly could.
Right. And
as we would like.
Previously, in the previous games, we see Marcos take every chance in the world with Vega Slide. And in the first set, it did not work out, and Marcos got kind of bodied. He won every guess past that to bring it back to 1-1, and it was devastating damage. But I just want to see more patience in the mid-range from David A. to really punish the slide. Because Vega is not supposed to be allowed to just do that for free.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it just comes down to a lot of just David has to, it's not really game-related things. Maybe it's like, just a player-related, just more clutch, just more commitment to the game, running out the clock and stuff.
What we had seen previously was that David A was very consistent with the anti-airs. So if he can prevent Marcos from taking those really risky options and punishing him for it, and then having the consistent anti-airs, we'll see good things from him.
Yep. Well, gets a jump, but no anti-air. It doesn't matter, yo.
We haven't been seeing very consistent anti-airs from Marcos, and it's been a very big detriment in this set. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
that's
David was ready.
That's the first big punish we've seen on that slide in this set.
Yeah, and a very big read, too. That's a big sign.
A big guess on the DP in the mid-range.
Wow,
I don't know.
Marcos just goes ham. Good block from David.
But are we going to see Marcos sit down?
Oh.
Not really. We're seeing more guesses.
And
Not yet. Wow, that didn't do a ton of damage.
yeah, Marcos just keeping it very safe.
I think we're going to see at least one more side.
Big combo.
And this is a big hit confirm.
This is the hit that David needed. One more combo will do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he just
meaty.
misses the meaty timing right there. Throws way early.
It's so tough to deal with the 5-frame difference of the regular tech or the back tech on the wake up.
Yeah.
It's such a pain, honestly.
You have to be very conscious and very visually aware of what's happening.
And I hope it comes after years of playing this game. You know, like I hope it's not a thing that we always have to deal with. Like
yeah, I
so
think
consistent.
it's just new, and a lot of people, I feel like they haven't made specific situations where they would back tech as opposed to normal recovery. So people aren't really wrapping the mind game around it yet.
Right. Yeah, a lot of it's just kind of expecting the opponent to back tech when you think they're gonna do it.
People kind of just do it. They kind of just mix it up.
Yeah.
Rather than having specific reasons for it.
Right.
All right. Well, this has been David A's round entirely. Is that?
Yeah, it's just to lose right now. For sure.
EX is the safe one. Yeah.
Yeah, and yep, big chance with the slide once again.
And this, wow, this is as many rounds as could have been played
Yeah.
in this set. This is the
Perfect.
final round.
This is the way it should be.
Okay. This is the most patient we've seen either player the entire set. And there's another guess.
And there's Marcos shaking his head about that bad decision.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he expected. He's been sliding a lot.
Does it again.
David A's looking for it
Monster. Stop sliding, Marcos. Oh my God, Marcos.
But no punish that time. Really unfortunate.
Oh, no clutch from David. Doesn't take the throw. Ooh, and starts to get a little antsy. Loses the life lead.
He's been antsy with the EX fireballs.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotten him a lot of damage, though, to be fair. Wow, and a great punish. Doesn't have the super, though. Likes to get the side switch.
I love the dash out of the corner right under Ken. That was really slick. But with all the meter, next hit confirm.
Wow, Marcos will go for super right there for sure. Oh, what'll be? Will be the shimmy. Goes for the shimmy. Goes for the throw.
Oh, misses the overhead.
Oh, and he messes up.
David A, this could be everything he needs. One more guess.
This is the one. All right, is he going to miss the throw
David
this
A,
time? That's
what are you going to do? Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Well.
So, low short, low jab DP, right? It's the same for Ken as it is Ryu?
Right there, yeah, he could have done that.
So, yeah, it was just the dropped execution. He had the mix-up, and he dropped